Yeah, thanks a lot, Javier, for the quick intro, and thanks to UN Studio, who presented already the demo building. This is actually, I want to give an overview of why all the projects on wood construction are becoming much more interesting and important today, yeah, also for the European Commission. So, as everybody knows, and we feel it also, I think, here today, the climate is changing dramatically fast, and we are really in the center of a climate crisis now. It's the largest global challenges of all times, and the Earth's systems approaching critical tipping elements. This is really acknowledged research now. So if you look at this map produced by the Potsdam Institute for Climate Research in Berlin, if we are reaching a 1.5 Celsius degree world, yeah, and probably we will overshoot, we will reach probably even a +2 degree Celsius world. And the impacts are already very visible and happening in the global south, on other continents, but it starts becoming serious also in Europe. So the +2 degree Celsius future lies ahead, but how do we adapt to that? And do we really do the necessary today? Looking at the political decisions that we are taking, the way our lifestyle is emerging, yeah, I think this is the main issue. Although we have an energy crisis, we had COVID, we are in an economic crisis still, it will become serious. So what is also acknowledged in that context more and more since many years is that the built environment is a main factor. So also a very recent, let's say, known study in Nature, where it was published, that humans on the Earth has produced more stuff, more mass than living biomass. Yeah, this is the graphic over on the top. We have produced more concrete, more aluminium, more plastics, more materials, which in total exceeds the volume of biomass of living organisms on the world. And the built environment and the building sector as a total accounts for more than 40% of carbon emissions globally. This includes the whole supply chain, the production of the materials, the waste it generates. When we tear down buildings, we create a lot of waste and mass. And the trend is not stopped. Yeah, it's rather accelerating. The population growth is continuing, and on many areas of the world, we are expecting huge megacities in the world. And if we just implement everything that is planned to be built in concrete, yeah, we are just accelerating climate change. What is also more recognized more and more now is that actually all kinds of building materials have a different different impact on the climate. The global warming potential, this is a quite known building material pyramid where the Center for Industrialized Architecture in Denmark has produced this online tool. You can go to that website and really compare different criteria, different materials. But in the overall picture is very clear. If you look at the bottom part, wood is the main climate neutral and also even climate negative material. Yeah. If the supply, and of course life cycle assessments are very complex, depends on the country, depends on the comparison, but wood engineered products can even be climate negative. So if you build in wood, you can even in the whole balance reduce the climate impact. And if you think of our sector, of the forest construction chain, you can actually think of it in a larger context that this can become really a carbon pump to decarbonize, if you want, take out carbon from the atmosphere. So if we have a sustainable forest management, we produce long-life wood products from it, and these are stored for a long time in the built environment, in buildings. And then we also prolong this lifetime through, let's say, circular economy uses and more ideas how to actually use the material in the right way. Then this can become a carbon pump. So cities can become carbon sinks on a larger scale if you would upscale, let's say, wood products. This requires, of course, what we also have demonstrated already in the presentation before, we need to link forests to buildings to products. We need a digitalization of the supply chain. We need to really manage that. It's not just that you use wood that immediately it's sustainable. Yeah, there's a big risk also, of course, that we overuse forest supply materials. And on the one side, we have to develop this supply chain in our sector, but we also have to reach out to all the other industries and actors in the built environment, architects, construction companies, the urban planners, the cities and regions as decision makers. How do we actually build the cities of the future, and so on. So this idea is becoming also very prominent on the European scale. The president of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, raised a lot of attention when she started this new European Bauhaus movement. And one key phrase also was that she stated already in 2020 when she took over office, we know that the construction sector can even be turned from a carbon source into a sink if organic building materials like wood and smart technologies like AI are applied. And the reason why also the president of the Commission is picking up this narrative is that very eminent scientists, for example, Professor John Schellnhuber, Director Emeritus of the Potsdam Institute, but also a lot of other climate scientists and so on, address this topic now and say we need a solution to decarbonize the built environment. And his main statement that you hear in many of his speeches now is we need to reforest the planet, retimber the cities, and then timber construction can become a silver bullet for climate change. So this is the political context and the narrative which is really coming in favor of wood today. And I think BASAJAUN came at the right time. We have now demo buildings that are being constructed and we have all these solutions, so we want to show these results and disseminate this more. So BASAJAUN is a Horizon funded project, 4 years with a total budget of 12 million euro, total grant is 10 million, 29 partners all over Europe and coordinated by TECNALIA here in Spain. And yeah, we are addressing this forest to building supply chain, from forests to products to the built environment, various aspects and important questions as circular economy, end of life, systems by design and digitalization. And the project is comprised in this 6, let's say, work packages where these different topics are addressed. I will go a bit fast here, because we want to go also to the discussion, but from forests to materials to building products and to innovative systems, which end up in these demo buildings. And also just a few pictures to highlight that there are various different innovations that have been developed together with the companies, tested and approved to be part of these demo buildings. This is again the system view, so that all these different components can be integrated, and which is actually quite challenging to bring in, to integrate innovative materials and products, because we have to adapt to the regulatory framework. The 2 demo buildings, we have seen that in the presentation from UN Studio. Again, some views. And another step where we are actually currently working on in the project is that we want to make the link to the rural and regional development. So we have 5 pilot regions in Europe, 2 in Finland, 1 in Poland, New Aquitaine in France, where also the main demo building will be constructed, and also the Basque Country. And within these regions we started to assess what actually does the wood construction chain look like, what are the stakeholders, what are the main actors, what are the research and development needs for the future. And we also are working on let's say a series with stakeholders to get feedback and inputs from the people in the innovation ecosystem there. We will discuss this a little bit later also. We have put together a complete publication, a first one on this, transformation needs of wood construction sectors in 5 European regions, It was published by one of our members in the consortium, the Research Institute in Finland. Yeah, and this is so a first overview and spot where we are with the project, and we hope to discuss a little bit more later. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thanks.